It's literally the day I put up an account.
Amen.
As soon as I turn 18.
Yeah, my girlfriend into it. Her best friend, her husband into it. I know Jason was into the forex. Like I said, I invest, but as far as reading the charts and stuff, the candles and all that,
Yeah.
can't wrap my head around it for some reason. What we got going on tonight, son?
You on
Can't hear you.
mute.
Mute.
My fault. Uh, we can talk about self-awareness tonight. The question of tonight is, how well do you understand your strengths, weaknesses, and values? And in what ways can you leverage your strengths and address your weaknesses? So for me, how well do you understand your strength? I understand my strength and weaknesses very well. Um, or at least my strengths. Weaknesses probably not so much, but I think I still am in the process of working on those, being 20 and new into what it is that I'm trying to do in life. But my strengths, as far as communicating, or at least talking, being able to communicate with people, no matter the level, the status, or wherever they are in life, I feel like that's one of my strengths. People are kind of, at least in today's society, if you have some sort of status or some notoriety on social media, people can tend to feel like that gives them the ability to not be able to talk with you. And so I feel like one of those things I can do for myself is understand that we are at the end of the day all human. And so I feel like a strength of mine is being able to communicate with people, talk with people, and lead. Weaknesses. I feel like one of my weaknesses would probably be at least starting a conversation off with people or just trying to find like something to start a conversation off with people. Sometimes if it's right in front of my face, I can pick it up. Sometimes if it's not, then it's kind of hard. Okay, like how do I, start a conversation with this person? And values, I just feel like me being a leader is one of my values. So I feel like that is just how well do I understand. So I feel like that answer, I understand them completely. Still working on them, strengths, weaknesses, and values in total. And so there's my answer. If I need to repeat the question, I will.
Basically, self awareness. What's your strength? What's your weaknesses
And values, yep.
and values?
And then how well do you understand them? And there's a second part to that question.
Put the question
In the
in the
chat.
chat. Yeah.
I'll go. Um, with my strengths, I definitely know them. I'm a communicator. Uh, I'm a person that likes to teach other people, teach whatever I'm good at, the things that I'm good at. I'm always trying to teach or coach. I feel like, and mostly that comes with youth. Um, Other things that I'm good at is creating things, but part of that is not always finishing. So that's a weakness. I would say my weakness I found out through this last week is follow up. Like from last year, my follow up sucked. And I was talking to your dad earlier, and he would help me figure out how to follow up or the importance of it. So that's one of my weaknesses that I'm going to work on this year is to follow up, not just in business but in life too, because relationships can fail just from not following up or checking on. Another one weakness is organization, like having structure. That's something that I've been working on daily, trying to just do little stuff to change that and have structure. And then and even though I said communicating, I would say networking would be, it's like an in between. I'm good at it. I'm kind of like you. I'll talk in certain places, but some places when I don't know people, I won't be the first person to say hey or whatever. Um, so that kind of just networking. So I would say that's one. And then values, I know my values because if someone crosses those values, I understand it's a different kind of upset. It's a different kind of like hurt or whatever if they do that. Like before, I didn't even know what values were. I just was going through life, and as I learned them, I'm like, these certain things, I don't care if you're my family or not, you can't cross these, or I can't rock with you a certain way, or I, look at you a certain, or not look at you, but I'll treat you a certain way because I understand you don't have the same values, or my core values aren't yours, and you're gonna cross that line. So with self-awareness, I'm aware of everything. It's just about making the adjustments for those weaknesses, or finding people to help me in those weaknesses.
Very well said. You want to go, Brendan, or you want me to go?
You can go. I'm still thinking of mine.
My strengths, I've always said for a while, it's probably my ability to adapt to certain situations, especially when it relates to like coaching, teaching, and training. I've always been in work related situations. I've always been able to train and partner with people and help them see just different ways to learn different things. Weaknesses, maybe not always. A lot of times when I'm coaching, I'm also coaching myself. So having followed through on the things that I'm also teaching people on. I know some forms of communication is a strength and a weakness as well. I learned that through communication. I don't always explain thoroughly either what I'm trying to convey or what I intend to speak on. I might not say it clearly, just assuming that someone understands my short-term answer. Uh, Values, I value friendship, loyalty, trust. I value relationships a lot. I'm the type of person where if you cut me, I know I learn from that immediately. It ain't no cutting me twice. Uh, what else do I value? I value people. Period. I believe in people. I think that people, we all created with a certain ounce of greatness in us, but it takes certain things to tap into that greatness. And I think that's why I take so much pleasure in coaching, teaching, and training, because we don't all realize either how to get to that greatness or realize that we have that greatness in us. So I think that's what I value more than anything. I value people. I value relationships.
Okay, so strengths. I'm gonna do weaknesses first. Weaknesses. Let me see. I literally just had it on my mind too. All right, I'll do strengths first. It depends on the setting, obviously, but I talk a lot, so communicating is definitely a good thing. It's definitely a positive for me. But there are certain areas that I need to work on as far as communicating. But for the majority of the part, communicating is a big, like I can go anywhere and literally have a conversation with anybody. Um, Another positive, um, commitment. Because once I start something, I gotta finish it. Like for example, when I was at school playing baseball, I liked that I was playing baseball, but it's like I knew school wasn't for me. But I already started the school year and the season, so it's like I can't quit now. So I gotta wait until the whole thing is over. We still have like a whole long time, but I couldn't quit. So I would definitely say commitment is another thing. Um, uh, Something I need to work on. Another thing I need to work on is weaknesses. Is let me see. I should have wrote them down. Um, Questions, like asking questions. Because like with me, I've always been like that. Like at school, especially, I was always one of the ones where I want to figure it out on my own. Like I won't ask for help because I want to figure it out on my own. So asking more questions is definitely another weakness that I need to work on, or I've got better at it. But that's something that I got better at. It was a weakness. Values. Um, Value other people's time and my time, because now that I'm getting older and everything, you gotta know where you put in your time and how long you're doing this. So planning is another part of that value thing. And another value or personal values is like knowing like when to draw the line and whatever. Cause I don't usually like obviously I forgive everybody for things, but it's like you get to a certain point to where it's just like I like try to distance myself if it does get to a point just to remove those type of situations. But yeah, those are my two of each. I'm gonna think of some more and I'm gonna send them in the chat. But I don't know why I can't think of none right now. But I'm gonna send them in the chat.
Be
Some
like
more.
that when you put on the spot.
Yeah.
Be like that when you put on the spot. You want to repeat it for Sean, Jason?
Yeah, my fault. I was talking on mute again.
Oh, gotcha.
What's up, Sean? We talking about self-awareness today. So the starting question is, how well do you understand your strengths, weaknesses, and values?
Give me 1 second. All right, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I'd say I'm pretty aware of my strengths and weaknesses. I know, like for sure, back when I was like, even just a year or two ago, my weakness I had was like Brandon just said. My bad. Is it Brandon or Brendan? My bad.
And you good.
Okay, Brendan. Okay, got you. Yeah, like Brendan said, I used to be someone who I really tried to do everything on my own. And with understanding that, I had to understand where it came from. And I just understood that it came from me having friends that I couldn't really rely on and things like that. So it kind of made me distance myself from people, and it made me feel like I had to do stuff on my own. I tried to be self-reliant, but I've slowly am getting back into a place where I understand that I'm not going to be able to do everything by myself. It's better to just find people that do align with what it is you're trying to do, so you don't have to worry about being let down and things like that. Um, so yeah, I'd say I definitely understand a bit well.
Cool.
You know, it's a saying. If you want to go fast, go by yourself. If you want to go far, go with someone else.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think that just and I just how to tell you, I just tell him when he was a kid in school, I was like, man, find you a group of smart people and hang with them. They want to show you how smart they are. So ain't no point in you struggling on your own. Find a smart kid and say, hey, I need help. They want to prove to you that they're smart, so they'll be willing to help you. And that's how a lot of people are. If you find the right people, they're more willing to help you than not because they want to show you the goodness in them. But other times they don't get the opportunity because people are stubborn, people are afraid to ask for help. But there's a lot of people out there that really want to help. You just got to go out and find the people. That's it.
Facts. So I guess a follow-up question, at least for me, what are some key things that you can do, or if you heard somebody else in here who listed their weakness, what are some key things they can do to work on that weakness? So for me, like I said, my weakness is at least starting off a question. I know Eric pretty much specified that when being in a new environment and it's literally nobody there that you know, I think if I keep putting myself in that position, eventually I'll be able to adapt and just go off of the little things like, hey, what's up? I like those shoes. Where'd you get them from? And just starting things like that because I see it just in the everyday life at work or at the gym. Somebody will compliment you, and next thing you know, or like somebody will say something small about something you wearing, compliment you. Next thing you know, that little piece statement can turn into a 5-10 minute conversation that you enjoyed or that you built a connection from a network from. So I think just keep putting myself in those situations and learning how to communicate with people, different people. If I hear something from one person and then 2 weeks down the line I hear something from another person, they sound the same, communicate with them the same way just because I learned from one person and then use it with the next person. So for me at least, it's just keep putting myself in those positions.
Indeed.
With my weaknesses with the networking part, just going and support other people, going to their events, showing other people that doing one thing I learned like a while ago, you do what you want people to do for you. So if I want people to support me, I gotta go support them and then build relationships that way. And just like Jason just said, like just spark a conversation. I'm a people person. It's just sometimes I have to scan the room first because I don't like everybody energy to have conversation or bring that energy. So, but just spark a conversation with people when I'm somewhere, and then with the follow up, write it down right after the phone or as the phone conversation or whenever I'm doing it. Write it down, put it in the calendar. I need to do this or do that or talk to this person by Wednesday, and those ways can help. And with the structure, I've I got a calendar, a big calendar in my room, and I've written the month down, got it in my calendar in my phone. So just keeping myself accountable by following those things when they actually come up and do them at the time that I said I was going to do them.
Very well said. Kind of piggybacking on what something that Eric said. People don't care what you know until they know that you care. So like I said, when you show people interest in what they got going on, they're more likely to show interest in what you have going on. So to show people that you really care. Sometimes you got to be more selfless than anything. I think that's a very, very, very good key to networking, is being selfless.
Yeah, that's also something else I'm working on. It's listening more than I talk, because I do both, but I overdo the talking.
It gets hard, man. Like I said, especially if you got something on your mind, it gets hard to keep that in while you listen to somebody else, especially those conversations when somebody ain't talking about nothing. It's like, oh Lord. But like I said, people don't care what you know until they know that you care. So if you're willing to listen to them, they're more than likely to return the favor. What else you got?
Did everybody answer your question? You got follow up?
I'll hop in. My bad. What was the question again?
So if you hurt somebody or if yourself, what are some key things you can do to strengthen your weaknesses?
I'd piggyback off of what you said about putting myself in more positions where like I would meet those friends that that would have the same interests as me. And also like your dad said, prime example, like I went and walked the trail with my dog one day and ended up talking to some random guy named Jerry. And with little small interactions like that, it definitely, like, now every time I go walk that trail, if I see him, I know that I can speak to him and build a relationship there. So yeah, just like you said, just getting out there and putting yourself in positions to meet people.
Indeed.
Cool. So another follow-up question to the main one. In what ways can you leverage your strengths? So for me, I can post what I'm doing right now, posting on social media, clips from the podcast or any speaking engagements that I have. So if it does, reach 500 people, 10 people, then I can spark something into that person's life, or just talking to people and networking. I know something I want to do is mentor the youth. So if I can just continue to, hey, what's up, bro? How you doing? Or just walk past them, what's up? How you doing? Those little small interactions. Then one day a youth, hey, I remember you from here. Or I saw your video on Instagram. And just me being there, to give them some motivation or give them some knowledge from my years of being a youth or, growing up in the city and doing whatever it is. So I think those are some ways I can leverage my strength, just continuing to talk, post on social media, or speak at the speaking engagements.
For me, it's just using my gifts. The way that I'm supposed to is by coming up with courses. being consistent on social media, but also actually finishing these 2 books that I'm writing. So actually using my gifts in ways that I would have never thought to use them, but ways that I'm supposed to use them. Like you said, going to the schools. It's a disconnect with mentors for boys at my school. So they were like, you should start a mentor program, which I've already had in the school. So now it's basically refreshing that and presenting it to the right people and to get the program. So just actually put myself in position for the decision makers to see what I'm actually doing and not just always on social media doing it.
For me, leveraging relationships. We did the first event in January. We come back with another one in February. We got 8 people that I think very highly of will be presenting at the event. And then from there, just continue to do events. I'm doing a career change starting this week, where I'll be in a job that's more about service, and that will just continue to help me grow as it relates to coaching, training, and just building relationships. So, like I said, relationships is the thing I value, and I'm just leveraging relationships right now.
I would say, even if it's not events, just getting out more. Like for example, I was talking to Brian when I was getting my haircut. He was telling me about the cigar lounge that he had went to. It's black owned. It's out on Brown Ripple, I think. And I've been looking for some like cigar lounge just to kick, because I know a lot of wealthy people go there and just go in there connecting, or if I'm just going downtown with my camera to ask people to take pictures, just basically getting out there, trying networking more that way instead of. I mean, majority of mine is online, but I feel like I'm not really reaching a lot of people, or as many as I could be here in this specific area that I'm living, Indianapolis. So that one, and then uh posting more. I was telling Jason earlier, I have made a video, and I mean, it was more than a minute long. Obviously, Instagram reels are like a minute, and like the style of video I did, I can do those frequently and post them on TikTok and YouTube. And then whenever I do post on Instagram, those can be separate, obviously. But the sit down videos I did, I can be consistent with those. So I'm gonna say interacting more, getting out, and then also planning more videos on all my platforms. But those are my 2.
So the question was, how can we use our strengths?
Yep. How can you leverage your strengths?
Okay. Best way I know how to leverage my strengths would really just be, as y'all said earlier, show interest in what other people are doing. And just using my strengths and what I know how to do to help people out with their goals. That's just kind of what I've been doing.
Yep. So I think we all have some solid answers. Sound like we all on the same page, like-minded answers, which is great. So I think for now, my question is, so for the group chat, we don't obviously have to be in there every day, but I want to know, like, how can we be more engaged in the group chat? What are some things we can implement? Like, I know a couple weeks ago we did the send your goals on Monday, and then we'll do a checkup in the middle of the week or sometimes towards the end of the week, but that only lasted that week. So, like, what are some other things y'all would like for us to do in the group chat, and then we can instill it going into this week and make something happen?
I would simply say, man, post what you're passionate about. I think people don't. I think people really just don't have an understanding of why we create the group. I mean, it was not to. We don't have any restrictions on anyone at this time. We just want people to really post what you're passionate about, what's on your mind, what you're going through. Because, like I said, we all have busy lifestyles, and like I said, the more people post, the less someone else has to post. So, post what you got going on. Post what you love. You might see something beautiful that day. Just take a picture of that and put it in the group. I said, it's really just a safe space for us to encourage one another. And like I said, if you're going through something, put it in the chat, let us know. And like I said, I think the more people will do it, the more other people will be inclined to do it as well.
I will say maybe try to do more interactive questions. I don't say we already do like a few of them, but we can do like different varieties. Like midday, we could put like, I don't know, just it could be funny questions. It could be, I don't know, it could just literally anything. We can just add more interactive questions. Yeah, like you said with the pictures, because I always take pictures, so we can always send pictures, stuff like that.
Yeah, if there's an event or something going on, post the event. If you're at an event, post something. Just like that one night, I was at a basketball game. I was like, let me put this in the chat real quick. And you see a couple people respond. Like I said, sometimes it's just whatever you're going on at that time, just put in the chat.
Yeah, I got to get in the chat, but I would say what your dad said is good things. Just put different stuff, but maybe come up with like maybe a theme for the week, like a word or something that we could build off of, and that way or something of that sort. But like Brendan said, just engaging questions. It could be maybe who y'all think gonna win the Super Bowl, or what book are you reading, or different stuff where people can actually have an answer that everybody can have an answer to.
I'm putting a link in the chat now if you need it, Eric.
That I'm definitely taking notes right now, putting them in my phone so we can get back active in there this week. Because I definitely believe we all have potential to build this chat up. Not even a chat, but to start doing like we all in Indianapolis. So I know one of our goals is to actually start not really holding events, but like just small get-togethers in person. Masterminds, networking. So that's like definitely the plan. If y'all free any Saturdays in March, definitely put in a chat. If y'all just want to meet up, 2, 3, or you out and about and you would like to network, send in a chat. Not everybody has to make it, but I think just building those key relationships within the chat with each other will make it more comfortable for all of us. I know obviously we all met in person, or I've individually met each of y'all in person. So I think now is time to start branching out and meeting each other, and then seeing where we can build relationships and help each other's in our career fields or in our passions and purposes that we have in life. But I'm definitely taking notes right now. So
Indeed.
y'all got any questions, statements for tonight, or if not, then we can go ahead and wrap it up. It's up to y'all.
I like that idea of meeting up, since we all live here. Just meet up, go grab something to eat, talk, whatever, do an event. I'm sure everybody hoop, something of that sort. I ain't working out because I know y'all be working out and doing all that. That's not my thing, but something of the sort, that so we can get to know each other and build relationships outside of the call with different people. So I like that idea.
Say less.
Yeah. Well, that's all I got for tonight. I'll definitely catch y'all in chat this week. I'm actually start planning. Me and my pops gonna get together, start planning a day for us to meet up. Like I said, sometime in March, or if y'all don't have anything to do for All Star Weekend, and y'all would like to go downtown and just network, enjoy the festivities, we can definitely do something around then. But I'll definitely start shooting out some dates, see what y'all on, and hopefully we set something up. But other than that, have a blessed night. Catch y'all next week.
Peace.
Yes,
You too.
sir.
All right, catch y'all later.